All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 2 of 10 weeks of receiving a fucking body process. I
You
am.
are allowed to swear on this group?
I don't know. Don't cut me off, Facebook. I put asterisks in, everywhere that I put it out everywhere. So don't smack my hand. We can start over. 10 weeks of receiving an effing body process. Is that better? I said it last week and I didn't get in trouble. So I think
mean, you're in an access consciousness group, so I'm pretty sure they all know we fucking swear all the time. So I think it's fine.
I think it works. If you don't know that about access, run away now. Run away.
Why do you think we're all here? It's like we finally found our people. I mean, I can come and I can get more of me and actually be me and talk the way I like to talk. Why would I not be there?
Totally. Yeah. And like sometimes there's just not a better word. There's just like so much energy around
that. I know, right? It gathers everything.
It does. And since we're all such wonderful receivers, it couldn't be the appropriate word, to like amp up receiving. No. You think of a better one?
Well, I'm not even going to touch that, but
Hi, everybody. I'm Jenny Lynn Coley. I'm here with the awesome Brendon Watt today, and we're just going to have a fun, vulnerable, potent exploratory conversation around bodies and receiving. If you don't know what the 10-week challenge is, it's something that's kind of morphed over the years. I created a fun car accident years ago after going into a really potent level 2 and 3, which is now called COP, Choice of Possibilities. Hello, Facebook user. It just says Facebook user, so I don't know who that is. And hello. They're saying hello to both of us.
hello.
And now called COP, Choice of Possibilities. I got up on the mic, asked Gary a question, trying to get it right, because don't want to be wrong when you ask a question. And he basically asked me if I was willing to receive the featherlight touch of awareness or if I prefer the 2x4 upside my head. And of course I said featherlight touch. That's not really what I meant, but I said it. And about a month later, a little less than a month later, I created a fun car accident and a concussion and the job that I was asking so many questions about leaving, but didn't have the cojones to leave because, holding on to my single mom story. Ended up not going back to that job because of the concussion. And it was really cool because I then started receiving lots of bars, 30 days of bars actually, and lots of body processes, and really started to get, because it always is changing and expanding. I started to get the potency that receiving the bars and receiving the body processes can actually be, and the gift that they can be in the creation of our lives, right? They're not the source, they're not the answer. None of the access tools are, and they are wonderful tools that we can add to our toolbox to really just open up and change really anything that's not working and allow us to have more access to us and trust what we know again. And so the 10-week challenges started from there. And I used to focus mostly either on bars or facelift or MTVSS. And this year I received a ton of different body processes, all in sort of a short, compacted period of time. And so it seemed appropriate to invite bodies to really just start to play and touch each other again and receive more and play with all the body processes, especially now that the clearing statement has changed, because everything's changed in access since then. So welcome, Brendon.
Thank you.
Here.
You're welcome. And you kind of making me, I'm kind of a little bit jealous / envious with you, with all of these body processes you're getting. Why is she getting so many? I haven't been getting enough at all.
You can't have any. You're not allowed. They're all for me.
I know.
Only my body.
Apparently.
The funny thing about that, though, is I had to manipulate myself into receiving that much, right? I love the body processes, right? Enough that I do these challenges every year. And rather than just text someone or pick up the phone and say, hey, you want to come trade? I have all these excuses about being busy and all that fun stuff. So I ended up actually hosting someone else even though I can facilitate these classes myself, I hosted someone else who was facilitating a bunch of body process classes so that I could manipulate myself into actually choosing to receive. Really cute, huh?
Smart.
Whatever it takes sometimes, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, Brendon, what's it going to take for you to start receiving more body processes?
Well, I just do it when I do it. But it's like, I think it was interesting with COVID and all the stuff that, a lot of people couldn't really do it. So the body processes were like, there's such a valuable gift. I mean, for me, I remember when I did my first advanced body class with Gary Douglas in Mooloolaba, and I was like, what the I was still like, what, like that whole receiving thing for me was, I guess I didn't really, in the beginning, I didn't really believe it. It was more like, for me, I'd spent my life building this thing of, in order for me to get anything, I have to, take it, work for it, make it happen, control it into existence. So receiving for me was just, what are you talking about? And I remember when I first got my bars run right in the beginning, and it was just like, wow, it reminded me of when I was a kid. When things would you would ask for things would show up as if by magic, but also you could change things, different things. But we stop valuing that, and different things with our bodies as well. Like if you look at the way that kids function with their bodies, you would look at it now, like they have so much joy, so much ease. They might get sick and they're sick for a day, 2 days, and then they're over it. And they're not like pain. It's, oh my goodness, I'm sick, I'm dying. They get over it and they be with it. But it's like we have this idea of, oh, kids can have that, but now I'm this certain age, and we have so many points of view about the way that our body functions. And what I've definitely learned over the years is, anywhere you come to decision, anywhere you come to a fixed point of view, anywhere you come to a conclusion with anything in your life, and definitely including your body, you're stuck in it. That's all you get. So this these body processes, it's all about your body. We are idiots. I don't know if I'm going to speak for myself, but on behalf of a lot of you, because you'll probably agree with me. If you've been doing access any length of time, you'd be like, yeah, I'm pretty stupid too. But it's like, but this is all about your body and what your body can receive and change. And, yeah, I would love to be getting body processes every day. That would be amazing. But I got a lot of other stuff I want to create too.
Awesome. And I love that you said that too, because it's like it's about the body processes and it's not about the body processes, right? Like the body processes to me, like really in all the access tools, open up access to an energy and a space for the creation of more possibilities in every area in our lives. And so they're a gift and a massive contribution to that. And it's like, what else do you know? Body, what else would be fun for you? Body, what else can we create? So it's like you can have this and all the other fun stuff and all the other adventures of life and creation.
Exactly. I mean, and if we treat our bodies that way of, okay, it is my body, how do I include my body in the creation of my life? Not how do I drag my body along and make it do everything I've decided it needs to do, but like that communion with it of, like, how do I, like, if you're looking at, like, even say money, for example, let's take money because it seems, I don't know what's going on right now. Everyone has shit on money, including me, and it's like, but it's like, if you take money, for example, and you look at that, so body, what would it take for me? What could I include? What can I include you in with this? Will you contribute to this? Because it's, even with that, our bodies require the money. So it's this total inclusive reality where you're actually asking it to contribute to your life also. For me, one of the things that my body just loves is the ocean. And so for for me, the way that I get a sense of joy with my body and my being, because the ocean nurtures my body, but it also nurtures me. It gives me more of who I am, and it gives me a sense of what communion is, what oneness is, what consciousness is, because the ocean has that. It is that. It is that. And so for me now, what I do is I go and spend as much time as I can in the ocean and ask that to contribute also. And it's what I've noticed is in the creation of your life like that, because say on money, for example, most of us look at, okay, well, I need to create my life means, okay, I've got to be making money and I've got to have all these projects and I've got to, and I've got to appear to be successful. I have to be able to present an image that's successful in order to prove I'm creating my life. Well, my question is, what if that isn't creating your life? Like, what is creating your life for you? And what is creating your body as it? And that's the beautiful thing about access. And a lot of us kind of, I don't know, tend to skip over that in our own way, because it's like, what you mean, this is all on me? Well, to the degree that it's your choice, it's the choices you make that are going to create your life. That part, yeah, it's on you, and that can be pretty confronting for a lot of us to look at, that what is it you desire as your life and living? See, even in that, how do you include your body in that? And I'm going to shut up at that, because it's like, that's the question is, okay, how do I include my body in this? Body, how do I include you in this? Body, what, like, being in question with it. And I mean, allowing it to actually contribute to your life.
I love that you just said that too. And money stuff is up for a lot of people right now. It's really, really interesting. And I've, for myself, have been looking at where I'm really awesome at creating money for other people, like massive capacity. And a lot of times when I've created it for myself, I'll either give it away or make it go away or whatever that is. So I've been really having a dialogue with my body recently about that. And I honestly don't remember who I heard it from, but somebody said, and I was like, oh, I'm going to start asking that now. I'm going to get out of the way, because of this game that I keep playing with money, and especially because money is for my body. I would really like to allow myself to change that and have more ease there with me having it for me and truly having it. Right.
Yeah.
So okay, body, you know something about creating money. I know you do. So this is now your job. I'm getting out of the way. You show me what you know about creating money and creating more ease for us in every area.
Well, yeah, cool. But it's also, I mean, that thing of, one of the people I just admire most in this world is Gary Douglas. And one of the things that he does is he includes everything in the creation of his life. So his body is one part. My body, I'm including that in the creation of what I desire to create in this world. But that's one part. It'll be, and there's he looks at the way that everything is a contribution when you're willing to be in question with it. And that's what I've been looking at lately with so many different things, is like, wow, like to actually be that willing to receive, because you look at receiving it. Yeah, well, I'll receive this, I'll receive the sunshine, I'll receive the ocean, I'll receive blah, 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 whatever that is. But then when it comes to money, I won't receive that, but it's how many points of view do I have about money that are keeping me from receiving it? Because once again, that thing of every point of view, every fixed point of view, conclusion, decision, or judgment that you have, you will keep that in place in order to not receive. It stops you from receiving. So if you're willing to be present in your life, be present with your body, and as those energies come up, use the tools. You know what? Everything that is, everywhere I bought that as real and true for me, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds. But also, you know, the thing that I have found, and I know a lot of us have recently, most dynamic is, what am I avoiding with this? And you could also ask, okay, so like if we look at that, like with money, for example, you could ask, okay, so what am I avoiding with poverty? And I've been asking this too. What am I avoiding with poverty? And I go, oh, I'm avoiding actually showing up in the world. I'm actually avoiding the choices that I could have. I'm avoiding the freedom that I could also choose with that. And it's like, and all these different things. But if you ask yourself that, everything that is times the Godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds. And then the next part is, what am I defending with poverty? And you go, oh shit, like everyone in my family, you know, I'm defending this small creature that I've decided I am. I'm defending the rightness of my reality. I'm defending but all of those different things, so let them come up too. And then everything that is times a Godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds. Because it's in that we limit ourselves. And you know, and be willing to be willing to be present enough to just to bring it up and go, okay, so what next?
That's like the true gift of vulnerability with these tools for me. Like really, really being willing to be present with wherever I'm functioning from, right? And like if we're willing to go there and acknowledge it and be with it and not judge it, then we can actually choose to change it if we would like to.
Yeah, and that's the only way you're going to get to a life that's true for you, is be present with it. You know, you gotta be willing to live beyond judgment. Allowance is everything is an interesting point of view. So it's even the idea of poverty, even the idea of no money, even the idea of money's hard, even the idea of, you know, all these issues with my body, all of it is, everything is an interesting point of view. And then anything is changeable. But also, like, you know, for me, one of the things that one one of the things I've been in a fight with my I've been in a basically for me, I've been, and you know, and I've talked about this on social media and stuff. I've been dealing with alcoholism my whole life, basically, you know, but not dealing with it, more hiding from it. And then for me, in confronting it, really looking at it, when you know, I made some choices 5 months ago just to throw a bomb into my life. And, you know, in looking at it for me and actually confronting it, I've had to actually fight for what is true for me, you know, and that's the other thing, because it doesn't just come to us. If you spent your life lying to yourself, you have to be willing to fight for the possibilities that are going to show you the truth of you, to get out of it, you know, and to live that life. And it's it really begins with, and I know we're supposed to be talking about bodies, and we are, because it's all included, but it's like it has to begin with the desire to go, you know what, I would actually really like to have me, whatever that is. Not what I've decided that is, not what makes everybody else happy, not what, you know, my parents told me I was, not what all of that stuff, not this image that I've decided I need to present to the world, but I'm gonna have it. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna have it, and I'm gonna be it. And now, universe, show me the way, please.
Yes. And body show me too, right?
And by definitely, definitely, you know, and that's one of the things that I've learned big time in the last 5 months is I'm like, "Oh, there's my body again." You know, I'd fucking tortured it. You know, I was killing it, and I knew it. You know, and that's the other thing is we think we're so good at hiding the lies we tell ourselves, but no, you're not, because they're there. All you have to do is look at the way your life is showing up. You know, if you're willing to go, okay, this is where I'm at right now. today I'm here. You know, money's a struggle. I'm in a struggle with my body. I got blah, blah, blah. I hate my husband, whatever, you know, whatever that is. But it's like, okay, that's where you are right now. That's, if you're willing to be present with that, then you can see, okay, that's what I've been creating my life as. Then you can change it. You know, so for me, I was like, wow, I I didn't well, I did actually see that. I did realize how much I was killing my body, how much I was separating from it, how much I was judging it, how much I was destroying it. And I mean, that's not much of a fun way to live. And you're definitely not going to get access to a life of thriving, to a life of joy, of, you know, of everything that you desire, unless you include your body. It ain't going to happen. You know, we live on planet Earth with the body. If you want to be joyful, you're going to need to be including that thing.
Totally. It's not going to work otherwise.
It's not. I'm sorry. I've tried it. You know, I've tried all this stuff that I'm talking about. A lot.
Totally. Yeah. And then, like, when we sort of ignore what our body is telling us and ignore what we know about what's showing up and about what's going on, all we do is like lock ourselves up into that. Hi, Ann. Ann says hi. All we do is lock ourselves up into that even more. Like,
Yeah.
no choice universe, like, create the impossibility of change when we are these infinite beings that can truly change anything just like that if we're willing to choose it.
If you're willing to choose it and see where you're making the decisions, you know, and the judgments and all of that that stop you from that you use to lock you up in these different areas, you know, and pock and pod them every time it comes up. Everywhere I bought This Is Real and True, Right and Wrong, Good and Bad, Pod and Pock, All Nine Shorts, Boys, Perverts and Beyonds. What am I avoiding with this? You know, and if you that question alone, like if you take anything in your life right now that's you know, that's not working, is ask, okay, what am I avoiding with this? Oh, I'm avoiding choice. I'm avoiding freedom. I'm avoiding having me. I'm avoiding actually having a life that's joyful. I'm avoiding losing this person out of my life because I've decided they're the source of it. You know, all of that. And it's like if you look at it from, if you're willing to be that question from allowance, from an interesting point of view of allowing anything, any energy, any awareness to be present, that's when you get to the change, because you don't have to do this thing of, see, most of us are defending the judgments that we have. All the judgments that you have of yourself, let me defend those as if they are me. They're not you. You know, the judgments are what we use to distract others so that we never have to appear as us. We never have to show up as us. And it's like, you know, the thing that I've learned a lot recently is I mean, you can talk about it from this, like, you even like going to approach this topic, it kind of has got this spiritual thing to it, or metaphysical, or like this esoteric fucking thing with it, but it's like, but no one can show you the beauty of you. Nobody can, you know, and I've tried this shit too. Show me I'm worthless. Show me I have worth, and show me I have value, and show me who I am, and show me who you see me as. Nobody can show you that. And if they do, if you have that as a point of view, then you can only receive you as people can see you as. You never get to go, you know what, I'm going to have me. And I get you might not like that. You know, you might not like me, but I'm still going to do it because I'm going to like me, you know. And if we have that as a valuable product, I mean, how much do you want to be around people that like themselves and their bodies?
Yes,
I
please.
do. I'm like, you're my people.
Yes.
You like yourself? How did you get to that? I want to like myself. Can you help me?
Totally. Such a beautiful invitation and a gift. And like, man, that was like such a mic drop right there. what you just said, because it's like how much time have we all spent in various points, creating ourselves to be liked by others
Yeah.
and having, keeping it outside of ourselves for something or someone else to show us who we are and what we're worth, rather than just being us and being with us and being grateful for us as we are,
Yeah.
even if
Which,
no one else sees it or gets it.
yeah. And see, in that though, like the essence of that is you include everything is included in that.
Mhm.
When you actually do it from question, it's not, well, because one of the things I've done in my life too is like, well, let me find who I am. So fuck you, world. Like, I'm keeping that out, and and it's like, no, that's using the same thing to try and get a different result. It's still using judgment to create a result that you've decided is going to work. It doesn't, as long as you're using judgment, you will only ever get the result. You'll never get what's actually possible beyond it. And it's like, so, in this, it's once again, it's that willingness just to be present and go, okay, what is this? Like even with your body right now, if you're present with it, you've got something going on with your body, which is why these body processes are so dynamic. Is you allow your body to change it, you allow your body to undo all these points of view, all these judgments, all of the shit that's keeping it stuck, and you actually set it free. So if you're willing to have that, a whole different level of possibilities becomes available.
Yeah, I've noticed just a lot shifting and changing for me over the last several months with receiving the body processes, where like things that may have bothered me before, they just seem to be gone. Like they're not even existent in my reality anymore.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it's just like it took the gratitude that I had for the body processes and just like exponentialized it. Like, whoa, okay, I thought I got thought I got what these were before, and now receiving them more, I'm like, wow, okay. I'm starting to get when Gary says, if you will do these body processes, you will have more change than you're willing to receive.
Yep. Yep. And that you will have more change than you're willing to receive. When you're willing to have that, you'll have more change than you're willing to receive. What could receiving be that you could never even begin to fathom? Because we'll go receiving, even that, we'll put that shit in a box, be like, oh, yeah, I receive. Like, I can honestly tell you right now, and this, I'll be bluntly honest with this. I don't receive for shit in comparison to what receiving is,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, and it's in saying that I go, because for me, and especially lately, what I've been doing is pondering, like, what is actually possible? Like receiving as the willingness to be anything and everything in any moment is the willingness to receive anything and everything in any moment. And you go, what? Whoa, easy, Tiger. Like, slow down. Well, take it as an awareness, though, what you're willing to be. Well, let's say this: what you're unwilling to be is what you're unwilling to receive. So I know for me right now, if I was to go, well, okay, I'm willing to receive everything. No, because I know right now I'm not willing to be everything. But that's that thing of being present that I'm saying. Because if you have that as an awareness from this interesting point of view, from allowance, go, oh, okay, cool. So what could I be today that I've never been willing to be before? Not I'm a pile of shit, which is what we're taught, which is like, what's wrong with me? No, what question can I ask? What can I be that will allow me to receive more? What joyful thing could I do with my body today that would show me what receiving is? I had this I was having a conversation with Gary like years ago. you know, and I was just like, ugh, frustrated at shit. And he's like, where are you looking for? I was like, I was just having this weird thing with gratitude and everything. And he's like, okay, he goes, I got an idea. Why don't you start asking the planet to show you what that is? And I went, oh. So I was in Mexico at the time, and I started going, okay. And I was, you know, I'd go running and I'd be out in nature and I'd be like, okay, Earth, will you show me what gratitude is? And I was just like blown away with the different awarenesses of what, like awareness of what gratitude actually is. But the same I was asking with receiving, with being, you know, because we would look to others, show me what it is to be. And you're like, who are you looking at? Like, do you get where that might get you a bit stuck? You know, ask that once again, for me, a great source for this is the ocean. I just, in my ocean, give me some loving, baby. Like, oh, okay. Yeah.
That's a yummy energy. That's
like, oh, I give you some loving. Give me some loving. Yep. I'm like, that's we loving.
I love it.
Don't go visual, people. Or go visual. Go visual. Like, oh yeah, getting loving. Mm-hmm.
That may be too much happy and too, you know, that might wake up some orgasmic energy for people. That would be bad, really bad.
Right? No shit. But even that, it's like, what's happy for you? You know, I always used to think happy was me getting, you know, drinking and switching myself off to the degree that I didn't have to be present in my life. Oh, let me be happy like that. No, that is not joy for me. That is not happiness for me. So in this also, I've had to go on a journey of what is it? Like, what is joy for you? You know, what is being present in your life for you? What is gratitude for you? Like, what is that? And I think that there is no box of any of this. It really is an exploration of, oh, I wonder what that is for me. I wonder what it is. Like, I wonder what having this communion with my body is for me. Like, just different reality.
Mm-hmm. Totally. It's like kind of like being a kid, like you were talking about earlier, that like 5-year-old on the playground, like really curious sense of I wonder.
Yeah, I was definitely that kid. I put all sorts of things in my mouth that I will not repeat on here, but it's like, oh, I wonder what this tastes like. You know, I will tell. I'm going to tell something on myself just because maybe it'll make you laugh. I don't know. But my mother found me when I think I was like 4 years old, and I was in the backyard. And you know how like when dogs take a poo and it sits in the sun for like days, it turns white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what that is, and I wonder what it tastes like. Wonder what it smells like. She found me in the backyard eating it. So, you know, I later realized now looking back at it that I was really eating shit from a young age. You know, it took a while to get out of that.
You got it started early.
You do. And you got to look at these things and go, you know, find the humor in life.
Mm-hmm.
Find the humor in living. Find the humor. And it's like, it's going to be one of the quickest ways to get you out of any of your shit is laughing at yourself.
Totally. And like if we're willing to let go of the significance of any of it and just go, oh, I wonder what this is going to be like. Oh, that tastes like shit. Not going to do that again. Okay, now let me see what else I can create. Let me see what else I can wonder about. You know, that really opens up the adventure and the play with it.
True story. And yeah, well, that though, the willingness to choose, even if the result is not what you desire. You know, it's that we have this thing where I don't want to make a mistake, so let me kind of keep myself in this box of I don't want to be too much and I don't want to make that choice because I might get it wrong. It's like, you know, make some choices that make you uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. You know, do something with your body that you haven't done before. do something that gives you that sense of joy. You know, one of the things I realized for me, kind of, maybe I'll share the photo or something. I have this photo of me when I was like 3 in a tutu. You know, I wanted to be a ballerina. Hello,
That's
I want to
awesome.
be a
How
ballerina.
fun is that?
You know, but for me, that was not that to the people in my life at that, you know, age, that was not acceptable. And, you know, and I look back on it now and I was like, what was that for me? It was dancing for me was always this elegant expression of being. So that was what I was looking at. So, you know, for me, I started dancing lessons 4 months ago and I love it. It's like I go to my body is just like, oh, I love this. You know, but look for things like that. Look for those things that give you a sense of what's true for you and choose them. Don't be like, oh, I might choose that next week. Or, you know, what's it going to take for me to have the money show up so that I can choose this? What's it going to take for me to choose this? You know, get rid of the excuses. Start asking for it to show up in your life. You might get happy.
Right? Your body might actually
Maybe.
get happy, which might actually pull more money into your life, you know.
Right? Oh,
Yeah.
that, yeah. That
One
whole
quick,
money follows joy thing?
yeah, that, right? That thing. It might
Mhm.
work. It might, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And one thing I love asking, whether it's like I'm actually working on a body or even asking my own body, which also goes back to what you were talking about earlier with like what we're willing or unwilling to be, was like, body, what do you desire to be that you haven't been allowed to be before now? That if you were actually allowed to be it, would open up and shift and change everything.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Just for me, for whatever reason, that question, it just permeates and trickles out and just opens up so many awarenesses whenever I ask it. And yeah, so that's an invitation I'd like to put out there for everyone as well. Whether it's that question or another question, just get really present with like what your body also knows about what it would like to be in the world and what it can create and what it can contribute to you. And again, there's the gift of the body processes, right? Letting go of all the judgments, the stuck points of view we have in the way about ourselves and about our bodies.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else you want to say today, Brendon? You've shared so much already.
I just want to say, go out there and be awesome and be
Yeah.
you know, whatever that is, you know, and try out these body processes, give them, you know, get yourself to a 3-day body class, to a body trade, to a bars class, to a bars trade, to any of that, you know, just include that in your life and see what shows up, see what changes.
Yeah. And I mean, there's so many classes and trades and things going on all over the world. So you can find them on the Access Consciousness website. If you would like to come and play, because you need to do things like manipulate yourself, like I do, in the 10 weeks of receiving a fucking body process challenge, I'll put the link in the comments here just in a little bit. We're on week 2. And there's no agenda with it, right? Like the target is to receive body processes 2 to 3 times a week, but you know, we're not going to judge you harshly if you don't. It's just an invitation to play, right, throughout the 10 weeks. And Brendon, I know you have some body classes coming up. Do you want to share those?
Sure. I actually have 2 coming up. I've got one in Budapest at the end of October, and then the following weekend I've got one in, I forget this place. It's a lake in Germany that is stunning. So I mean, you'll see it. It's online. It'll be out there, and it's just I'm really looking forward to those 2 classes actually. So I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the chat for those as well. And that just sounds
Thank you.
awful. Horrible lake. Don't go.
Yeah, don't come to Budapest because that place is beautiful too. I love it there.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much again for hopping on here with me today and just being such a vulnerable space of invitation and yeah, just communing with our bodies and what the heck else is possible.
Yep. Get happy and stay there. There you go.
Thought you might have too much fun. Don't do that. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.